In this video, I want to talk to you about the dangers of back of the envelope analysis during the project appraisal. So this video is not going to be about Excel. We are not going to do any Excel spreadsheet work. I just want to share with you my experience working with different teams in the project appraisal stage of projects. So before we get into the topic, for those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Hedieh. I made financial modeling my profession as well as my passion, and my aim here at YouTube is to make you a pro yourself or just simply better at financial modeling. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to my channel. Okay, so during my career working with different teams, I always come across some of the team members that they tend to do a back of the envelope analysis, which is basically a quick and dirty calculation for the purpose of getting, the investment paper out or for any other reason. People usually justify this kind of quick and dirty analysis by saying that at the early stage of the development, we don't need to go deeper into the analysis, or they say we didn't have time to do a proper analysis. And just, a couple of days before, I just listened to someone talking about the investment bankers that they don't even have time now to do a three statement analysis, and so they prefer to kind of do this kind of back of the envelope analysis as well. So I don't know if that can justify it. I work in the field of project finance, so which is mainly in financial modeling. It has an important role in the field of project finance because, as we know, in a project finance deal, the only thing that lenders, financiers, they can get their hands on if things go wrong are the cash flow or the future cash flow. So that's basically the basis of all the lending, all the basically financing is structured based on the financial model projections. So here I want to tell you why even at the early stage it is dangerous to do this kind of a quick and dirty calculations, and why even at the early stage I prefer to I always advise people to do a proper analysis. The first reason being that doing this kind of quick and dirty calculations will increase the risk of error. So most probably you will end up doing some kind of error, some kind of overestimation and underestimation. And if you do that, then imagine if you do an overestimation and underestimation and you report that outside of your organization or even in to your own board members, then going and adjust those figures will be very difficult. The other thing, the problem with doing the back of the envelope analysis is that if you do something wrong, then you might reject a good project, or you might actually accept and go ahead with a bad project. And this happens, if you are a sponsor and you're sending basically a financial model to your lenders. If, at the early stage you decide to send a very simple financial model to the bankers, that might even lead to rejection from the bank, just that it will give them the impression that the sponsor, they don't have the financial capacities to basically run the project and go ahead with the project. So these are all the things that you need to be careful when you are doing the appraisal at the early stage. The other thing is that most of the time I noticed that when people are doing the back of the envelope analysis, it's mainly because they already have the result in mind and they're doing this kind of reverse engineering to get into the result that they want, which is also very dangerous, and it is not the purpose of doing an analysis or doing the appraisal. It's just to reflect the best reality that you have in mind at that stage, that is in your hands at that stage, and see whether that works or not. To me, what I want to also mention here, the last thing I want to mention here, the crime is even worse when there is already an existing financial model and someone within the team for whatever reason decides to do a parallel spreadsheets, that the information is already included with the financial model that is circulated within the team and everybody is using it. If somebody within the team, they decide to do a parallel spreadsheet to do a calculation that could have been done using the financial model. That I don't think is justifiable. I think that's something that we need to avoid, and we need to minimize running these parallel spreadsheets along, with the financial model. Everything that you want to include, if it is not included in the financial model, you can actually add it, because then it will be easier to maintain as you progress with things, as you progress with the appraisal of your project. So if the information is not there in the financial model, you include it. If the information is there, just use the financial model, and there is no need to just have these different spreadsheets running in parallel when you can do everything under one single framework, which will be the financial model for the project. So that's it for me. That was a quick video. I have a blog post on the same topic. You can go and read it. I will be very happy to hear your thoughts and your experience on this kind of quick and dirty back of the envelope analysis in your project and within your team. And that's it for me, and I will see you hopefully in my next video. Thank you. Bye. If you want to learn how to build better financial models, check out my online course on financial model spreadsheet design at courses.phoenixmode.com.